Almost 24 hours of political chaos and confusion in South Korea, ending with a push to impeach its president after his shock declaration of martial law late last night. Opposition lawmakers have submitted a bill to impeach Yoon Suk Yeol, with Parliament set to vote on that in the coming days.
저는 어제 밤을 새우면서 마치 이상한 나라로 가버린 앨리스 같은 느낌, 마치 만화 속에 들어간 느낌이었습니다. 21세기 세계 10대 경제 강국, 문화 강국을 그리고 5대 군사 강국으로 성장하던 이 나라에서 총칼을 든 군인이 사법 행정 권한을 통째로 행사하는 그런 원시적인 나라로 되돌아가는구나.
Meanwhile, the defense minister has tendered his resignation over the failed martial law. Kim Yong-hyun taking responsibility for all matters related to this emergency. He's also apologized for causing confusion and concern among the public. These are live pictures of demonstrations in downtown Seoul, where thousands have gathered to demand that their president step down. The country's largest union coalition, now that's the Korean Confederation of Trade Unions, has vowed to strike until he resigns. As South Korea braces for yet more political uncertainty, we take a look back at how it all unfolded on Tuesday night.
친애하는 국민 여러분, 저는 북한 공산 세력의 위협으로부터 자유 대한민국을 수호하고 우리 국민의 자유와 행복을 약탈하고 있는 파렴치한 종북 반국가 세력들을 일거에 척결하고 자유 헌정 질서를 지키기 위해 비상계엄을 선포합니다.
This was the moment that would change the course of South Korea's history. Martial law declared in the country for the first time in more than 40 years. But just 6 hours later, President Yoon Suk Yeol made a sharp U-turn, lifting the decree and ordering troops to stand down.
바로 국무회의를 통해 국회의 요구를 수용하여 계엄을 해제할 것입니다.
But the damage had already been done. His drastic declaration on Tuesday night triggered a firestorm across Seoul. Helicopters hovered above the parliament building as troops were seen barging in and setting up barricades. Civilians, including parliamentary officials, were up in arms, clashing with soldiers trying to block them from entering the National Assembly. People linked arms and used furniture to barricade themselves from the troops, with clouds of smoke engulfing parts of the building. Windows were smashed and the interior turned upside down. Troops stood their ground, trying to bar anyone from entering. But that did not stop the main opposition leader, Lee Jae-myung, from trying to exert political authority. The 60-year-old live-streamed himself scaling the fence to enter and attend the parliament's emergency session to vote against the declaration. And within hours, the assembly, with 190 of its 300 members present, including all 18 members from Mr. Yoon's party, unanimously passed a motion demanding the end to martial law.
국회의 의결에 따라 대통령은 즉시 비상계엄을 해제해야 합니다. 이제 비상계엄 선포는 무효입니다.
The day brought with it a sense of relief across South Korea, but anxiety about what's to come still lingering in the minds of locals.
정말 영화 속에나 있었던 일을 현실로 겪으니까 이게 진짜 생각했던 것보다 더 엄청나게 좀 심각하구나라는 걸 느꼈고
이게 지금 현재 이 시대 때 일어날 수 있는 일인가? 라는 그런 조금 생각이 많이 들었고 해제될 때까지 잠을 못 잤던 것 같아요. 많이 두려움에 떨어서.
The president's shock announcement brings back memories of what was once thought of as a bygone era of authoritarian leaders not seen since the 1980s. South Korea and the world now watching closely what this new chapter in its politics will mean for the future of the country.
Well, the latest developments, CNA's senior correspondent Lim Yun Suk joins us live from Seoul. Yun Suk, the president, we just heard that his two surprising televised addresses. After that, no word from President Yoon Suk Yeol, but people now marching towards his office.
Well, the protesters who had earlier gathered at Gwanghwamun, at the Gwanghwamun Plaza, had started a march towards the presidential office. But right now, I'm here at Namyeongyok, which is about 2 kilometers away from the presidential office. And just a few minutes ago, the protesters were all on this road as they have been blocked by South Korea's police. And one of the police officers had told me that that was as far as they would be able to go. And so it looks like the protesters have dispersed now. But these protesters held a rally earlier in Gwanghwamun, and this rally was led by the KCTU, the Korean Confederation of Trade Union, which has threatened to go on strike and said that South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol needs to be impeached or needs to step down before they stop these rallies. And also, they have said that they will go on an indefinite strike until he does leave the presidential office. Now, it's unknown exactly how many of their members, that there are more than 1 million members of the KCTU who will be launching strikes in the coming days. But what we know so far is that workers at the railway station will be going on strike across the country starting tomorrow, and also the workers at the capital Seoul subway stations will also be going on strike as of Friday. Now, other non-regular workers have also threatened to go on strike on Friday, so we will have to wait and see. But the protesters at the rally had earlier said that they would continue with this rally, and they are demanding the resignation of President Yoon Suk Yeol and the impeachment of their president.
Yoon Suk, impeach or step down? Is there any other way out for President Yoon Suk Yeol?
Well, it really is difficult to say it right now because President Yoon Suk Yeol has not come out in public or addressed the nation since he made that announcement to lift the martial law, which he had earlier imposed only about 6 hours ago. And so we don't really know what's going on in the minds of President Yoon Suk Yeol at the moment, but there are concerns, and even the main opposition party have said that they are worried that President Yoon Suk Yeol could again try to impose martial law here in South Korea. Now, some of the experts have voiced similar concerns throughout the day, and they are saying that President Yoon Suk Yeol might feel like he has no other option, and if he has to step down, or if he is going to be arrested or impeached, then perhaps he would take more action and take this further and try to impose martial law once again and try to succeed so that he can stop all this impeachment and all this arresting motions that's going on here in South Korea right now. And so that's why the main opposition Democratic Party is saying that he needs to be stripped of his powers immediately because he can call for he can impose another martial law here in South Korea. We will have to wait and see what will happen. The main opposition Democratic Party has put in a motion to Parliament calling for the impeachment of President Yoon Suk Yeol and has said that they will likely take a vote possibly around as early as Friday or over the weekend. Although right now the main opposition party and the smaller political parties all have about 192 votes, and they need 200 votes, 2/3 of the 300-member Parliament, to be able to pass this bill. And even after they pass the bill, it will still have to go through the Constitutional Court, and which can take months, especially since right now there are only 6 justices in that Constitutional Court, whereas they would need a minimum of 7 out of the 9 justices. And so they would have to nominate more of the justices before they can put this bill, if passed through Parliament, to the Constitutional Court now. So, we're really waiting to hear from President Yoon Suk Yeol. Even his ruling party leader, Han Dong-hoon, has said that President Yoon Suk Yeol needs to address the nation, needs to explain why he took that tragic decision to impose martial law in the beginning. But there's been no word from the President Yoon Suk Yeol. And I think, South Koreans here throughout the country are really just waiting to hear more from him, or they are saying that they will be out in the streets because they just don't feel that he is right, that he is responsible, and he doesn't seem to have the mandate of the South Korean people right now.
Oh, thanks for that. Lim Yun Suk there reporting live from Seoul.